Okay, so now we're in Photoshop and we're going to create our new file. Now, this is going to be the one that we create for our business flyers. Now, we always use pixels, but I'm going to move it to inches just to get my layout done right. Normal sheet of paper is 8.5 inches. Hello there. So 8.5 inches wide by 11 high. So that's 8.5 by 11 paper. Okay, then I'm going to change it back to pixels so I have it here. My resolution is 72, that's fine. RGB color is fine. I'm going to use a white background because I am going to be adding some type of colored background. Plus I'm going to be adding all the images and all the text. And then I hit create. So now we have on my screen what looks like a normal size piece of paper. Down here in the bottom left, it shows 100%. That means I am seeing this image at full size. It is not shrunk down. It is not increased in size. It's exactly what I'm going to see when I create with it. Okay. I'm going to leave my background color for later just to see how my images work and then decide what color will work best. First thing I'm going to do now for you guys, I'm going to bring in an image. So I'm going to go to File, Open, I would be then going to my folder, which is going to be one of my business flyers. I'm going to use these images that I have from this file. So I'm going to open it up and here is a bottle of chocolate milk. Okay. I am going to pull this chocolate milk out. So now I have both independent of each other. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chocolate milk image and I'm going to try to drag it from here and place it here. All right, so it came over. I can see, obviously, it is very, very large. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to undo it, Control Z on a PC, Command Z to undo on a Mac. And then here in this image, I'm going to go to Image, Image Size, and I'm going to make it a lot smaller. Okay, we know our page right now is 8.5 by 11. So I know that 42 inches, which is 5 times as large as our current one, is too big. So I'm going to make it 2 inches. Okay, so I look at that, I'm like 2 inches. Okay, that's going to be smaller, but let's see if that works. Or let me try 4 inches first, and then I'll see how big it is compared to my entire image. So 100% down there, so I can make it full size, but it would come in full size either way. I just like to see it bigger. Click, drag, hold. Okay, now it's on my screen. All right, I think I can do some work with this. You know, if I wanted to later on, I probably would work on cleaning it up a little bit. Not my worry right now. I am going to shrink it just a little bit. So on a PC or on a Mac, hold down Option and click from the bottom corner. That will allow you to increase and decrease the size without changing its aspect ratio. See, I can't make it any smaller left to right or up and down. It absolutely goes the same amount in left and right and up and down. Okay. I believe it's Control on the PC, or it might be Alt. No, it's probably Alt. It might be an Alt click, but you can test them both. Okay, so I'm gonna just make it a little bit, and then I'm going to move it over here. Okay, so I clicked, held, and dragged, and I brought my first image in. I'm closing this image. I'm not gonna save it because remember, I resized it. Okay. All right. So now you can start to build around this first image. I can put text in, or I could do another image. I'm going to open up another image, image number 2 for me. Okay. Obviously, this business flyer looks to be about chocolate milk. I can already tell this image is way too big, plus it's only at 25%. So I'm going to go to image, image size. I'm going to take it down from 48.75 inches to 4 inches again. I liked the size of 4 inches. I'm going to open up this file a little bit, change it to 100% so I can see it. Good. Click, drag, and place it here. Maybe I'm going to put it down here, as this will be the chocolate milk down here. Okay. So I'm starting to build my entire site, or at this point, my business flyer. Okay. Then I could take my text tool. I could draw a text box, say right here, and I could write something like the freshest chocolate milk. Okay. The freshest chocolate milk. That's the name of our company. Okay. We only sell the freshest chocolate milk. And I am going to highlight the text, go up top, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color. I'm going to do something closer to brown, like if it was chocolate milk. Okay, then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to change my font. I'm going to go with impact. And I'm good with the size. Sharpness is good. I'm going to center it. Okay. If I feel like my centering is good, then I'm fine. I'm going to take it down a little bit. So I use the up and down arrow and I'm moving it down just a little bit. And I'm going to move it over left just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm starting the layout to my project. And as you see down here, I have layer 1, which is one of my chocolate milk pictures, layer 2, which is another one, and then I have my text for the freshest chocolate milk. And all you do is continue to design and lay out and organize and put your text and put your information, and then you have a perfectly done business flyer. Okay, at this point, we're going to do just a basic background. So I'm going to click down on my background layer. I'm going to come up here to edit, and I'm going to go to fill. Okay, I'm going to fill it with a color, and I'm going to choose the color. I'm going to do something kind of in the gray looking area and see how it looks. Okay. Obviously, I would need to clean up if I was using something like this, these pictures. I would get rid of certain things. But for right now, I have the look I want. I have the layout I want. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is I am going to bring up a basic image and I'm going to remove the white from it. Okay. So I'm going to bring up drink number 2 again. So right here, I'm going to work on getting rid of everything that is not the chocolate milk. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and let's find my tool. I know they've moved a lot of them. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there's my quick selection. Okay. Now I'm going to go with magic wand. So this one's pretty easy because everything around it is white. So I took the magic wand, 4th tool down, 3rd tool in. So click and hold and go to magic wand. And then I have all of it highlighted, but I have the outside of the bottle highlighted and I have the outer edge of the image highlighted because it selected everything that was white. We got a small problem. There's edges here that are white. and they're getting picked up. So what I'm going to try to do is then I'm going to try to select and I'm going to try to inverse. So I'm going to try to see if it'll pull in. Only problem is right here, I can see that it grabbed stuff and it put it all in here instead of just going straight down this edge. See how it has all of those indentations? So unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit harder to do than just an easy select and inverse, which would have been my obvious choice because I would have rather just made it that easy. Just a little bit, unfortunately, not going to happen. If I then eliminated this, so say I copied it, and then I came to bring it over here to this image, this is what it would look like. Sorry, I have to remind myself to actually do PC controls. Sometimes it's still foreign to me because I don't use PCs. So I'm gonna bring it to full. All right. So unfortunately, I'm going to just look at it, but I want to show you how easy it would be if there wasn't any white. Inverse. Then I'm going to Control C to copy. And then I'm going to come over here to my image. Control V to paste. And then I have this image the way it is. Okay. It actually looks pretty good. I would certainly use it over this one because it doesn't look too off that the sides are the way they are, but all you're seeing is the chocolate milk the way it is. Okay. That's a straightforward and easier way. There are more advanced ones that you can do. It just does take a lot more work, and that will be something that we do later on. I'm going to look at the first one and show you guys just what can again happen. So image size, go down to 4, open it up to 100%. And then I will take my item again. And what I'll do is just kind of hold down Shift as I go through around the edges. Unfortunately, a lot of this tile right here, this granite, is being picked up every time I click. But I'm just holding down Shift and I'm going through and I'm clicking all the areas. Then what I try to do right here, again, an easy way, I inverse. I'm going to copy this. Control C. Then at this point, I'm going to Control N and make a new one. And then I'm going to Control V and paste. And now I see like I'm missing a good amount of areas. But what I'll do again is I'll bring out my tool and I'll kind of just click around. So I'm doing a second cleanup basically. And this time I'm hoping that I get more of the area that I wanted to select. And then there's also other ways, like you can go directly at something and kind of use the eraser and start to erase things. Select, I'm gonna do my inverse. Just so much stuff all around it that I don't think I'm going to pick up what I want in the image. So at this point, I might just go take my eraser and just start to work the large areas. You know, this I can't really tell, you know, should that be there, but in an ad like ours, it might not be too noticeable if there is like a little bit missing because we're going against something. And I don't take a ton of time to work with like erasing stuff. Up here, I'm going to increase the size of my eraser so I can just kind of get this large area. And then I kind of see like where I'm hitting. Control Z to undo. Going to move my size down to like 20 again. A little bit smaller and just kind of touch up the edges. I don't think it looks terrible. I'm not too worried about all of the edges. So I go back to my magic wand and there we go, a decent pull. And then select an inverse. Control C to copy. And now I go to my main image, go to my arrow, and Control V to paste. So that's pretty good. Like I said, I'm not worried too much. I can shrink it down a little bit more, you know, take away some of the look because it's so much smaller, but it looks much better than sitting on a kitchen table. I can tell you that. And then I'll just get rid of all the ones that I did. I don't want to do any saving on them because they were either extras or I shrunk them in size. So at this point now, I have the images. They're a little bit cleaner than they were before, but it's not really that big of a deal because we haven't gone into editing our pictures. And now the last thing we'll want to do is save the file. And we're going to save it to our folder. So I go to my desktop. I'm going to go to ROP and I will then make a folder in here. Actually, on my desktop, I'll make a web folder. So a new folder, ROP web _ my name. Inside there, I'll create the folder for this, business flyer 1 _ my name. I'm going to name this, I'll call it milk flyer _ my name. I am saving this as a PSD file. I will save it. And then when I'm all done and ready, my entire layout is complete. I will go in, I will do a file save as. I will change the type down here from PSD to JPEG. I will not change the name of the item as I will be saving this as a different file type, going from PSD, which is Photoshop document, to a JPEG file. And then I will hit save. As long as I'm 8 or higher quality, I hit OK. And now when I'm done, I will be turning in both the PSD file and the JPEG. Okay.